Right, where are all these kids? We're doing a training session. Well, wake them up, put their boots on, nap time is finished, we're doing laps. No, nursery rhymes are cancelled.
Synger samman till segerskroppen Malfram Grindavik Och jag vet vattnen ger idag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie DEALIN and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. Season 11, Episode 2 today. We have, hopefully, 2 games for the Gags in the Cup. First, away to FH, which is not the easiest game. We could have got another Pepsi League team, of course. But we have got our youth intake preview, and again, it's not a good one. I don't know what to do about it at this point. It's just, it is what it is. You know, hopefully it's wrong and we do get a decent one, but a poor intake. There's not really much to look forward to other than perhaps a fullback. And yeah, well, I mean, that's not very exciting, is it? But what is exciting is that we have done quite a bit of transfer business since I saw you last episode. So we have a quick look at the outs here. I mean, Albert Ramos, we did end up selling him. Frosinone for 100 grand. I mean, that just kind of is what it is. I thought he was going to be better than he is, perhaps, but he's just not quite. Mentally, he's okay. Physically and technically, there's not too much there. But the absolutely outrageous deal we did, £12 million for Nelum to Nottingham Forest. Now, Nelum is a decent striker. We signed him for 3 something, I think it was. We'll double check in a second. But to get 12 million for him is quite spectacular. He does have good off the ball, good anticipation, composure, and finishing. And he wants to play as a poacher. So, I mean, he's not unworth 12 million pounds, you know, especially if you're going into, say, you know, even the Premier League. Potentially, he's not a bad striker for them. But 12 million pounds is a lot of money for somebody that we pay 2.3 for. So we've got almost a 10 million pound profit for someone who, I mean, look at that. He has a good goal scoring record. 6 in 15 season 1, 8 in 8 last season. So that's all very, very strong. But yeah, 12 million pounds. Sorry, I snapped their hand off quite literally to get that. So that's a wonderful piece of business. Now there is one other transfer that we've done, and that is for a defender, Daniela Vinci. I really wanted to get somebody to play next to Degen in Europe, and we've got ourselves a wonder kid on loan from AC Milan for 12 months, and he gets here July 1st when our transfer window opens. And I mean, it's never a bad thing to have a wonder kid. Is it a ball-playing centre-back? Whether we use him as a ball player, we probably could. There's no reason why we couldn't. I'm really, really hopeful. Immonen, I don't think is quite good enough to play in Europe, but this guy I'm very hopeful will be, and we do have an option to buy him. Now the option is quite big. It doesn't actually say here. I think it's probably something we won't ever manage to do. But equally, I'd rather have an option to buy than not have an option to buy. So yeah, there we go. 12-month loan. Excellent stuff. Let's hope that he does a good job next to Daggett. Now, there's one game to catch you up on as well. That was in the league against IA. We used this as a little bit of a warm-up game for the Gags. So let's see how we got on. Beyonce crossed for Aliku to give us a half-time lead before a goalkeeping error gifted Jefferson our second. Yeah, so like I said, it was a warm-up for the Gags and a couple of players that needed some match sharpness. And yeah, I mean, it was comfortable. You know, we never really were under too much pressure. 71% possession, which is nice to have. But yeah, a fairly decent, solid result for us. Now, a reminder of the league table. Now, of course, the league is put to one side, hopefully, this episode, because we'll have 2 cup games. But yeah, 3 from 3, very nicely done. FH is who we're playing in the cup right now. They've had a decent start. Their loss was against us, I believe, wasn't it? So, yeah, let's see what we can do here. Let's check these lineups. So we're expecting a 4-4-2 out of them. And the Gags are going out there. Rafferson in goal. Mortenson's going to play left back for this one. We loaned out Collar, who would usually play left back. So we'll give Mortensen the game out there with Hadartson, Unnison, and Severson as the back 4. Arneson, who is a very good, he is still a promising midfielder, so let's hope he develops nicely for us. With the 2 stalwarts of the team, Interpretson and Allmarkson. We're having a look at a new guy today, Lissandro Medina as the right winger. He is potentially quite good. He came through the academy, and let's hope that he has a good first YouTube start for us. Jefferson is going to go on the left, and Valtenson, of course, will be the man up front. You can see, even though we did try to give them a game to get some match sharpness, it hasn't necessarily worked brilliantly. So let's hope we have enough about us here to get the result. On the bench as well is the new man that we signed. Now, if I've sort of tweaked the gag rules so that if we sign someone like this, was it Grindavik? I think we signed him from for $500,000 to try and develop him and then get them a sell on. So players like that are going to be gag eligible now. So yeah, hopefully that's not too much of a change on the rules, but I think it works out. All right, so we can see the lineups here. It's the third time we've faced them already this season. Once in the League Cup, once in the league, and now we've got this one here. We have beaten them in those other two games, so let's hope that trend continues for us. If we were to lose this, we have a league match against Valor. That will be the second game of the episode. Yeah, so hopefully, like I say, hopefully we do have a second cup game. And yeah, let's see what we can do. I think it was two... They gave us a really tough game. I think we played them in the semi-final of the League Cup. And I think it was 2-0. But it was... The XG was even. They were even slightly ahead. And it was a very tough game. And that wasn't necessarily the gags that went out in that one either. So, yeah. I'm slightly nervous about this one. But we'll see how we go. It's always tough, I think. I mean, getting away from home against another Pepsi League team. That is just luck of the draw. Because if you're unfamiliar, just in case... the way that it works, it's similar to France, where the lower division team is always at home, which is, I think, a good thing. But I can see that, you know, for the sake of the FA Cup, for example, the income that you know, a lower league team could lose out on, or a smaller team could lose out on by not having the ability to be drawn away to a Manchester United, Manchester City, someone like that, and split the gate receipts. Then I see both sides of the argument. But in terms of getting upsets and whatnot, lower league team at home is definitely the way to go, isn't it? And, oh dear, we are 1-0 down. And yeah, that is not really what we wanted, obviously. We just couldn't get it clear, could we? Jefferson's gone out, but Severson, is it his man? I mean, he's certainly not gone out to him with any great hurry, has he? And that is not, as I say, the start that we needed in this one. Let's give them a berating and hopefully wake them up a little bit. Mortensen is the left back, chips it forward for Jefferson, who does well in the end to keep possession for us. All marks him back for Turpinson, who gets underneath it. Can't keep his effort down. Yeah, I mean, one of the big reasons that I'm a little bit anxious about this one is just the match sharpness of so many of our players, which is not particularly good this stage of the season. Cross comes in. Oh, geez, this is going horribly wrong. And all right, well, what can we do about it? The good news is that there's still a long way to go in this one, so time to get ourselves back into it. But Severson had two men coming at him and, well, just got beaten in the air, didn't he? All right. Do we need to change the way we're playing here? Potentially. Potentially we do. Okay, so we are making changes. Jefferson and Medina go off. Very harsh on particularly, well, both of them really, but we're just going to change up the shape. Go three at the back to mark there too. We've got the wing backs getting forward. We're going to try a winger at left back and just hope that we don't need him to do too much defending. And Jensen will come on to make a first appearance for us as well. So let's hope that he does okay, and that the change of shape will help us here, because at the moment we are going out of the cup in the first round, and that is never a good thing. I mean, we're dominating possession. In a way, you could say we're unlucky, which is what we will tell them, because we need to try and build up a little bit of confidence here. But yeah, we just need to be a little bit better this second half, don't we? Hopefully we've got the motivation levels up. And, I mean, 2 goals, it's one of those, isn't it? It's the most dangerous leading football, as we keep getting told. If we can get one back, then it's very much game back on. Next goal in this is absolutely huge, isn't it? And Hadari is in, and a big save from Rafferson. All right, what else can we change here? All right, so we are going to play through the middle, look for the overlaps. Let's maybe raise up our tempo as well. What we are doing is we're dominating possession. So I don't think there's any real need to panic, as Rafferson claims that easily. What we just need to do is, you get the feeling, as I say, if we score one, that we might be able to find ourselves a way back into it. But right now, it's we're all over the shop, aren't we? We do not look like we have a clue. Ball over the top. Hadatsson nods it down. Baltinson there for Jensen. Good ball wide for Sigurdsson, or whatever his name is. Ball in, it's off the crossbar, was it? There was a bullet header from Olmarkson. And we just couldn't find the back of the net, but still we continue. Jensen, good ball for Baltinson. Baltinson, oh Jesus, if he's not scoring that chance, we are in trouble. Demand more. It's not going to go our way. You can already see that it's not going to go our way. All right, let's change things again. Okay, so we're going to play with more width. We're going to hit early crosses in, and is there something we can do different defensively? I don't really want to get stuck in because let's try trapping inside for them as well. Yeah, you can just see it, can't you? We've had two really good opportunities with Turpinson and with Baltinson there, and we've missed both of them. Arneson, you come off, mate. Let's get Bjornsson on. Severson is not having a good game, so let's get a winger on out there as well. And we need to score, and we need to score very, very soon. This is not happening, is it? Well, there we go. Cup defense done in the first hurdle. That's not what we wanted, is it? Yeah, well, we can't be happy with that. That was terrible. So Ruthless FH, and to be fair, it's been coming. You know, it has been coming. They should have arguably beaten us in the League Cup, and well, they did beat us there. And the Icelandic manager is not going to be happy with what he saw from pretty much any of our players, I would say. So we've got a disappointing game in the league coming up next. So I guess we'll be back for that. All right, welcome back. Let's get ready to face Vela in the league. They are currently fourth with 6 points from their 3 games, and let's hope we can absolutely spank them here. I'm so frustrated at that game. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them, and this is a team we're sending out. Now, we are going to try something a little bit different. It was suggested to me in the comments, and that is that Vertees is probably a good inside forward. And we know that Beyonce is already an inside forward, basically. So we're going to try just playing them like that, get our fullbacks getting forward anyway, and just see how this works against the team in the league. And if there's something we can look to do going forward, brilliant. And if not, then we can switch things back quite easily. So it's Rafason in goal again. It is Jones, Immonen, Degen, and Volpez as the back four. Antonio, Jonsson, and Bakali in midfield. Vertees and Beyonce. It is Aliku going up front. I'm really, really frustrated to have lost that cup game, so I want to absolutely put this team into the ground. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. I don't recognise any former players, I don't think, in that lineup. Dean Martin, who's their manager, I think he used to manage Selfoss back when they were a bit of a rival of ours, sort of before promotion and then when we first came up as well. Alright, and here we go. Yeah, I was worried about that cup game just because of the lack of match sharpness. And I think previous seasons, usually, you get a lower league team and we can probably get away with it a little bit more. But the fact that FH has given us a couple of tough games already, yeah, I mean, we had chances, didn't we? Turpinson and Baltinson, top of my head, should have scored 2, so that's, 1 each. So that would be, that gets us to 2-2 on, you would imagine, a normal day. You'd just expect them to be able to score those chances. So it maybe wasn't quite as bad, but it was not a good, we can't complain, basically, can we? It was not a good performance from the Gags there, and it might start. I mean, it's good if it is. If it is systematic of the fact that yes, we're maybe a little bit weaker with our intakes coming through. I mean, that's not good defending, guys. But if it's the rest of the league catching up a little bit, then that's good. It's annoying to lose, obviously, in the cup game, but ultimately we need to be losing games because that means everybody else is getting stronger, and somehow that has stayed out. Yeah, it's the sign of a strong league is, or the weak league, I suppose, rather than the sign of a strong league. But the sign of a weak league is when a team can just go undefeated no matter what team they put out there. So, it is in a way a good thing that we do lose games, as Aliku gives us the lead in this one. Nice ball from Bakali, and a 12th of the season for Aliku. It's an 8-minute lead. We are at home for this one as well, which obviously makes life a little bit easier for us. Beyonce, was it? No, it was I just said it was Bakali. Nice ball right into the path. And, yeah, He's not going to miss that old Alaku, is he? So it's 1-0. And we do have a goal this episode, which is nice. We'll give him some praise for that. I do wonder too if maybe I was a little bit not in their face enough in the team talk, but well, the pre-game one anyway. But yeah, like I say, we can't do anything about it now, so I should probably stop complaining. Alaku's in again, bundled over, and he'll dust himself off to take the penalty. And that was surely a booking, wasn't it? At least a yellow card. Anyway, let's see if he can double the lead for us. Oh, he can, but I tell you what, the goalkeeper will feel like he should have had that. So we are 2-0 up after 15 minutes. Oh, goalkeeper should have saved that. It's gone under his arm. So we've got one there that we probably don't deserve necessarily. Yeah, this right now I'd say is just about our strongest team, with the maybe exception of the experiment with the inside forwards, and perhaps one or two others. But yeah, I mean, Immonen will drop out when the new guy on loan arrives. And yeah, we'll see if there's anything else. I would still like to try and strengthen us at left back, and if I can do that, I would probably sell Degen. What's his name? Depe. Jonsson plays it through for Alaku on the hat-trick. He goes down again. That one looks maybe a little bit more iffy. And that penalty was much cleaner hit, wasn't it? Oh, one thing I did want to mention too is that I have started an Aussie Villain Facebook page. So if you don't happen to have Discord, I'll use it in a similar sort of way, post lineups and stuff like that. Just some reels. I'm going to start and get back into doing that, and just some general fun stuff. So yeah, there's a link. I'll put a link in the description. So if you do have Facebook and want to go and join in that, then that is an option for you as well. But there we go, Alaku hat trick. It is 3-0, and we're happy with the performance so far. Let's just say, don't get complacent. We've got an anxious-looking Vertees. I think the thing with Vertees we've got to remember as well is that he doesn't speak the language. He's just rocked up from Peru as a 21-year-old to Iceland. I mean, that's going to be a culture shock, isn't it? So we do need to give him a little bit of time to adjust to things. But yeah, he just wasn't working on the left side as a winger, I don't think. As Alaku's in and hits the crossbar, and he probably should have had a fourth goal there. All right, I think I'm going to say, not that this hasn't worked, but that it's maybe not worked as I was hoping. So we'll switch things back around. Beyonce, because he needs to learn playing as a right winger, and Obot can come on and get some match time playing out there as a left-sided winger, and we'll see how we go from there. Jonsson on a booking is making me a little bit nervous, but we'll trust him. As ball goes back there for Immonen. Go. So Vertees is still on, isn't he? Here we go with Volpez. Can he get a cross in? It's a decent one. It's another off the post one. And was it Alaku again? I'm not sure who it was in there with the header. Defending to do. It's hit the crossbar at the other end. Beyonce off the line. Volpez sells himself a little bit short there, and the pressure is still very much on. Jones gets the header clear. Bakali will pick it up, clear it away. And let's demand a little bit more here. As we get to the hour mark, this has all the signs of a game that was won in the first half, and the second half is just sort of going through the motions, isn't it? Beyonce with a corner. Can he find one of the big boys in the middle? It's headed away. Oh, Volpez does well. And Bakali, you can see what he was trying to do. Possibly that pass wasn't on, though. But we keep the pressure on. Degen. For Jonsson. Jonsson picking out the run of Bakali. Bakali's in. Oh, he had to pull it back or shoot first time there, and he just hesitated, didn't he? And ran out of room. But again, we keep possession. We keep the pressure on. And, I mean, in a way, Bakali did well to make sure we kept possession. So, it's been a long old highlight. There's Alaku on side. The fullback may have been playing him on. I'm not convinced, and I don't think we have VAR, so that is just disallowed. All right, we'll try praising them and just see if that works for us. Probably could have made some subs, but we'll leave the guys on there to get their 90 minutes. We have started to play some friendlies as well, just to try and get the whole squad up to speed, which possibly I should have been doing a little bit sooner. But I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? Usually we've been okay in the cup early rounds, but we'll have to live and learn on that one. And I'm imagining that when we come back next episode, it'll probably be for European football. The Champions League has just finished. It's in between the two games. Bayern Munich beat Manchester City in the finals. Alaku's in again. Alaku has a fourth. His 15th of the season. And in the 90th minute, it is 4-0. So, I mean, this just goes to show we are still a step above, at least one step above everybody else in the league. We're more than that, aren't we, when we put our best team out. But, yeah. I'm hoping, because we did manage to get a few other players out on loan and even just transferred out to other teams in the league now, so I'm hoping that we'll start and see the benefit of that. The time will tell, I guess. Next year in Europe, we'll find out exactly how good we're going to be. By we, of course, I mean just the league in general. So we go 4 from 4, a nice little gap at the top of the table already. And there we go, we meet expectations in dominant win. Oh, that was a fan day as well, that's right, I meant to say that. Was told that in the press conference, it was a fan day. So we put on a bit of a show. Hopefully, did we sell out? Yeah, we did sell out. So hopefully, we get those people back again next game, as the Angers boss is looking at just the 3 of our players that he'd like to sign. So you should have want somebody else, mate. But there we go, that will do it for that. Yeah, not having the cup is kind of a bit of a yeah, not great for the plan. Well, I'm not sure. We'll see when we come back. My plan was to come back for the start of Europe, for start of qualifying, but we may well find ourselves with quite the gap there now. So Breeder Blink sort of steps out away from home, doesn't it, as an interesting game. So we could look to come back there somewhere, but we'll wait and see. I'll wait and see exactly what's happening with Europe when the season ticks over in continental Europe, and we'll come back for something anyway, hopefully something entertaining. Let me know what you think of the transfers. 12 million for now, it's not bad, is it? And I will see you next time for 2 games of Football Manager. Take care.